Ladies and gentlemen, I must endorse what my sister said, and thank you very much for coming out on a very cold day and celebrate the life of this man who we call Dad. To be frank, he's our stepdad, but you know, we reached a stage where the step had been removed. You know, it was just Dad as such. And I'm sure it's the same with the other branch of the family, you know. Yes. You know, the great St. Paul, the apostle, he made these famous words, which I think fits my dad to a T. You know, at the end of his career, he said, "I have fought a good fight." And you know, those people who knew Dad will agree that he has fought the good fight. Now, not very many people realize that in his early years, actually, he was boxing. Yes, he was a trained boxer. And you know, that developed in him a kind of fearless disposition. And it also developed in him a love for sports. I can remember him being a really outstanding domino player. You had to be very, very good to win him, because I can remember he gave several people 6 love, and he had a special partner who he used to work with. And I can remember him, you know how you play, and if you win, and you win 6, then you're able to get something. Well, my experience was that they were playing for a thing called knockout punch. And you know, he had so many of these drinks that he got that he could actually go and resell them, you know, and so on. Yes, so he did love his domino, prominent player. Also, cricket. He loved cricket immensely. He didn't play the game, but every big match at Sabina Park, where a visiting team came, he was there. I can remember once the term sculling, the Jamaican term I suspect, but many people would have heard of knowing it. Sculling, which means being thrown. You're supposed to be in school and you're elsewhere. Well, I went to one of those Sabina Park matches. As children, I don't know, I didn't have the money, but I got it. You know, that's how it was with all this. I got it. And there was my dad in the stands, so you can imagine the whole match I had to be hiding, and you know, and break time and so on, you know, and you know, see him going by refreshment and so on. I've been really hiding. Yeah, because I know that he valued education. But, you know, he was a sportsman, but he loved to work. He worked hard. He was a mason, and he was a good one, because many people come around and come and ask him to do their house and so on. And later on he got into the government sector of such. So I was like a contractor and in that circle. Actually saw him build our second house. The first one was a wooden structure. And he built that one with some help, you know. I was very impressed as a child, you know, watching him putting the bricks and so on. Really good at that. And later on, just to indicate how much he loved work, he and his wife, our mother, set up a little shop. And those people who know about shopkeeping over there, like you got to get from the wholesalers and bring it, you know, flour and sugar, salt, and so on. And I never could understand how he managed to take, he had at that time just a bicycle. And it's like he was taking, on their handlebar there was one bag of flour, on the back there was one bag of salt and so on, and then on top of his head he used to take a box with, you know, different things, salt, fish and all that, and he's going down each avenue, which those people who know geography of things, and you know, he's going down a hill, going down to the sea, and he's going down and he, you know, he just worked that out. I don't know. So he loved work. When he should have been in night home, he would just stay down in the shop and just sleep. And so I was quite fascinated of the nature of how much he loved work. But of course, on Sundays, there was another side, because he was a religious man. And in those days, I can remember, he went to the Church of God Church. It was, those people who know Kingston, a place called French Street, which is near to Jonestown. And his voice was so good that, you know, it was long before he was in the choir. And everybody knew him in the church, you know, because of that, his prominence with his voice. And he was great at praying too. You know, my cousin Pitman was a little bit surprised once lately, when he heard him praying. And he said, I didn't know he could pray like that. But I could have told him, you see, as I knew those days when he was in the church there, and he was a really strong religious man. Okay, but, you know, that was sort of the more serious side, but he had a fun side too. I mean, he could do the latest dance moves just like anybody in those days. You know, he knew them, and he could do them. So, you know, really, really very good on that front. And, you know, sometimes, like political situations, and you would go to their socials and so, which leads up to the fact that he was a really outstanding political person. In the city there, he was a rank and file member. But later, he then was in a state that he was entertaining like members of parliament and so on in his home. So, you know, he really, a cousin of mine went over and saw him once in that sort of a context. And I recall him saying, oh, you know, I was surprised. The man had a gun on the side. You know, he had a phone. In those days, he didn't have many people having a phone in his front room. And, you know, all these important people were coming down. So he had that phase, you know, political phase. Yes. But I would say, first and foremost, he was a family man. He was a family man. In all the relationships he has been in, you know, he has given support, he has given love, and, you know, that is the nature of him. I mean, his stepchildren can say that, and his wives can say that, without any doubt. A real family man. Yeah. I would say he was a man of all seasons. He wasn't just like a summer soldier. He could take on real winter situations, challenges, and so on. As my sister indicated, here he passed through the death of two loving wives who he loved very much. And he had to, you know, keep going. He had a slight difficulty, he had to keep going on that. And then that final challenge that he had, it took his life. But he went on very long. I can tell you, for that kind of situation, the thinking would be that he'll be gone already. When he went in first, as I understood it, the nurses had felt, you know, perhaps very soon he would be gone. But he went on very long to be gone. Yeah. And you know, I've got to say thanks to all those people who gave support from both branches of the family, you know, that gave support over that long period. Yes, thanks from the bottom of my heart. So I will say, you know, we will miss him. And you know, we will remember his strength of character, you know, and the role he played in our lives. Very important role. And I must say, thanks again.